There are a few better in the red zone as he comes in fourth in touchdown receptions. It's the 49ers and the Seahawks, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 23.
Renamed in late 2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. Well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they do every week, Charles. All the work, all the preparation over the past week, it all leads up to these next 4 quarters.
It's suspenseful now, Brandon, but once that ball is kicked, that thought will go out the window. From then on, it's just time to execute and fight for a win.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Seattle. This taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
Check white, black lock, quick, yellow.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And some space here. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Looking to throw. Matthews. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Second down at 4. Operating from the gun. Matthews. Will go out right near the 35-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Here we go, here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
And the Seahawks are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
Here's Walker. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
Now the meeting we had, not happy, really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
And hoping to get rid of that interception bug. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, it's Blake, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Niners had 6 and 9 to start play. They were losers their last time out, trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home, but sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now former 6th-round pick is Elijah Mitchell.
And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. The 40. 20. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow the touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, they take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Well, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Blake, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Remember, these two teams met earlier in the year in Santa Clara with the Niners coming out on top. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
First down, here's Mitchell.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Touchdown, 49ers!
Brandon Ayuk
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the 49ers have cut it back within a score.
Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards.
And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Through one quarter, 14-7. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Matthews setting up the screen here. This is Walker, and they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
And, Charles, you look at this defense. They were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Matthews. He finds his man. Complete. It's Oliver.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Off play action. Matthews. Over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sharp. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Steps away, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Drake Jackson has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. Gonzalez's kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you. A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Ready, ready.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Now Lance going to throw.
He finds his man, complete. It's Blake. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The end result, 21 yards.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
To throw, it's Lance.
And his throw is incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the 5 minutes. Up the scoreboard here.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now. Well, he was fortunate on that one, not to have another turnover on his ledger.
That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this 1st half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
Throwing to start the drive. Matthews. He'll find Metcalf. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half.
Here we go.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun. Matthews. He finds his man. Complete. That's Oliver. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st down, Matthews. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 1st down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Here we go, set.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. A final shot before break. Matthews, and he's got his man in stride, complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Broncos who are out in front.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. To throw on second down, Matthews. Left side, that's complete to Oliver. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On third down, Matthews. He finds his man, complete. That's Oliver. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. This offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, tried to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Throwing now is Lance. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying, we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. taken right around the 44.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. Singletary again. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. A give up the middle to Singletary. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going, it's exactly what you're looking for.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And they'll get him down right about the 20. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Singletary, they'll run for it. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the 49ers are going to get the football back.
Here we go.
Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10.
At the 20.
Now Lance. Now quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Pulled the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
On first down, Lance.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. They go right back to Singletary. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Matthews.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Here's Johnny Hekker now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer,
Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
But the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Lance now on 1st down. Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
13 yards there and a Niner first.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route.
And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. 1st down.
Lance looking to throw it.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. He finds Kittle going across the field.
And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Here we go on 4th down. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Niners are right back in this football game.
That's interference. Defense.
Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marginal yardage against them.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Here's Lance.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Throwing to start the drive. Matthews. Throw left side complete. That's Oliver. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back.
They'll run out of the gun with Singletary.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down.
Off the play fake. Matthews. He's got a man. Complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. And now here comes the third of their time. With only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Smith red, check white, black white, switch yellow.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down.
Ready, go. Set.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee.
Okay, ready?
Down to a knee one more time, and that's...
My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better. Why these tell me? You can join the journey, you is worthy. Just allow me, no. Kicking down your door. Bloodsuckers, I see this industry is filled with sheep. People that pretend to be something that they would never be. Just need some little old peace of mind. The sons of kings, the bulls of gods. The moon, the light, the fools, the facts. My God, oh God, this is Son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes, baby. I can never be controlled. Let them know 500 helicopters driving me gonzo, but they want you just to envy. Let them see it. I'm the first to say it. Now it's time you just believe.
It's weeks.
Set for football now on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And off we go from Seattle.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
Here's Walker to start the drive.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Matthews. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Back to throw. Matthew, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of the game has a mental image of how they expected to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yeah, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw complete here to Ayuk. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here's Lance to throw it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamal Adams.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Oliver. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Off play action. Matthews. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sand. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Off the play fake. Matthews. Escaping. Right. That's complete to Slayton. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Matthews over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. The drive keeps moving.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
2nd and 6 from the 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches have given, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Gonzalez's kick is good, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing the coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more thinking they'll get a 2nd one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Working from the gun, Lance.
He finds his man, complete. That's Hampton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down. Up the middle they go. Blake. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
The Niners at 6 and 9 to start play. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
Let's go now.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Lance. And he rifles one incomplete.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Lance now to throw. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And the 49ers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a first and goal.
On first down, it's Blake. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after it. Put the pressure on them.
On second and goal.
Lance. Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
And the Seahawks have picked it up. He's at the 50. 30. The 20. 10. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had a goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And Lance's throw taken in by Samuel.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
On first and 10, here's Lance.
The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Lance now on first down. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time.
Now Lance again.
The quick slant caught. Touchdown. George Kittle as the first half is winding down.
And the Niners are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the...
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Smith red. Check right.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports Halftime Report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
Able to slither by. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
43 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Ready.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
Walker looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Gonzalez's kick is good, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays. Make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
On 2nd and 7,
Lance.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. 3rd and 7 now.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage.
Now Lance.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. On 3rd and 2, Matthews eluding the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
To throw again on 2nd down.
Lance, they'll find Ayuk open right side. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Lance going to throw.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line.
Lance on target to Samuel for a Niner first.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter.
To about the 26 here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance.
Being chased out left. He finds his man, complete. That's Blake.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now a handoff up the middle. Blake, and he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Lance.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't third down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the first down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw, it's Lance.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Jermaine Johnson
in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to skim the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly, meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block him? They were on him in a hurry.
And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute off
games. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Now a throw here to his running back. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, the incomplete. We also have an injured player, but not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Taking it about the 36. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Niners set to take over on offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
On 2nd and 7.
Lance.
He finds his man complete. That's Blake.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there's a 49er who's in some discomfort.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
Desperation time here. Lance.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Throwing on first down. Matthews
setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
On second down, it's Walker.
They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Operating from the gun. Matthews going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Here we go.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him go up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So Lance and the Niners down by 2 touchdowns. A minute 50 to play. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
On play action, Lance
taking a shot for Samuel. And that is incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
The throw over the middle taken in, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties, and you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in...
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And
let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far, far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to be a star. Yeah, pull up with a baddie in a fancy car. How to party like a rock star and play guitar like a superstar. Yeah, and I'm so tired of them playing with me. Yeah, pushing my buttons, this ain't no game to me. Yeah, ain't got time to be explaining me. Yeah, I'ma just take over the game, baby. Yeah, let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far, far. Let Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to raise a bar.
The ball on the tee. We're set for football. And off we go from Seattle.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Throw out wide to Walker.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. Well, that'll get him the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, Matthews. And Walker has it. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
Vision and speed, 2 of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And I think really good defenders can snip out those screen passes. Just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the lineman is just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly. Got in there and made the play.
And the next-gen stats show us the top speed there, better than 18 miles an hour.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
He completes this to Walker.
And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
The throw right sideline here is complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
11 more on that one and another first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Matthews.
Not wasting time, going right back to DK Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Looking to throw. Matthews looking left side. That's complete to Oliver. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. With touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers.
They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29. A gain of 4. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
From the 29,
Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
On the set.
A first carry for Elijah Mitchell.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Lance now to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10,
Lance.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Back to the ground here, Mitchell.
Down to about the 22 here. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Here's Lance. That's to Mitchell out of the back.
And he lost the football. There he goes, right side. He's at the 40, past the 20. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
So now our referee looking at the sideline saying, are you sure? But yes, his defense has accepted the penalty. So that means they will not take possession on the fumble recovery. I'm not sure why in the world you do that, but that is apparently the decision.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Here's Lance to throw it.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown.
Trey Lance
taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the 49ers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes come your way too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
He finds his man complete. That's Walker.
And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Yellow, one, check pitch, blue check.
Back to throw. Matthews. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down.
Check right.
Looking to throw. Matthews. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Singletary. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Gonzalez's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number 1, they'll turn to this.
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning.
Switch, yellow, opposite, green.
Singletary here running out of the gun. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Matthews. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season, is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22.
And the 49ers getting set to trot out there.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units in there. Kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
To throw again on second down. Lance. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
From midfield, here's Lance. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle.
A big play there for the Niners. 48 yards.
This defense is definitely reeling a little bit now. Back-to-back big plays given up. And you know that's all defenses talk about. How do you limit that? Instead, they get hit.
Touchdown 49ers. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles, they got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Mile.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make... What's been a closely fought battle to this point. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3-and-out.
Ball start.
Well, I thought they should have punted before. Now they probably definitely need to punt, right?
Yeah, we did a little mind melding there, didn't we? Because I was wondering, why are you out there if you're not going to punt it in the first place? Now, I don't think they have any choice.
That's taken it around the 40. 35 yards that time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Singletary to get the drive started.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check right. Black walk. Hut, hut.
Operating from the gun. Matthews. He finds his man. Complete. That's Oliver.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
To throw on 2nd down. Matthews under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long, but I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Blake, and just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Here we go,
From the 17, Lance. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown! George Kittle from 17 yards out. And the 49ers are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And out now come the Seahawks.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely, no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Matthews. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They take a shot downfield there, but it lines up falling incomplete.
I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will see. Back now in Seattle, Washington. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play.
On 2nd down, here's Mitchell.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it are not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 in second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 45 on second down, Lance. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Personal foul, unnecessary running.
Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high, the tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
Lance now on first down.
And this is caught at the 8. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Lance looking to throw it.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line. First down. Surprised that wasn't a run.
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Seahawks are right back in this football game. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making a play on the football and coming away with the interception.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. And this offense on 3rd down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Matthews. This one to the sideline, he's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of the first down. Here's Johnny Hekker now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Let's take it inside his own 40. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And a gain of 4 gets them right to the midfield stripe.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
The Lance going to throw.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Now, during that run, an injury here, we got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
From the 30 on 2nd down,
Lance.
This one caught by Kittle.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Blake. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Slot man moves right. On 2nd down, it's Blake, and he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Now Lance.
Touchdown 49ers. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the 49ers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Still an extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down by 8. And time, a huge factor. They'll look to throw.
Connects with Slayton.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. He'll look to throw.
Into the hands of Singletary.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Oliver. Clock running, and the Seahawks, they're running too, trying to speed up to the line of scrimmage. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And this will complete again to Mims.
Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. He's back to throw. And this one is incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he comes back with one complete.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. They'll look to throw again.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Oh, looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And you can just about put this one in the win column for the 49ers. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he is in for the score. So how about this? A horrible mistake leads to a defensive touchdown. And a 2-point conversion will tie it.
Here we go.
And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance in a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think we lacked time.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it's the 49ers who will get the football first with a chance to win it here in overtime. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Seattle now ready to march on the field.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
Only a yard there, sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Matthews. Now the Niners get there and bring him down.
Drake Jackson
racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And he fields it cleanly. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10.
Just shy of midfield at the 49.
And Lance now to throw.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes where people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Lance.
And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And he is going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Blake.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Throwing now is Lance. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Second down and 8. Again, they'll throw it with Lance. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Now Lance. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And Union Street will be hopping tonight. The 49ers have won it. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
The trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel. Came in full confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for the 49ers,
they avoid that 10th loss and move to 7-9 on the year.